guys, it's Courtney with GrayLaw TV, and today we're going to talk about grace periods. Your visa is set to expire soon, or maybe it's already expired. Maybe you're in your validity period, but you hear your business might be shutting down, the business that your visa is based on. So what do? Do you have time to apply for another visa? Do you have to leave right away? Do you have time to find another job? That's what we're going to talk about today. So every visa has a different grace period. We're going to talk about the most common visas today. We're going to talk about tourist visas and some of the more common employment visas. We'll also talk about the student visa. So with respect to the tourist visa, the B1, B2 visa, do you have a grace period? The short answer is no. Okay, so they're going to give you your validity dates, the day you may enter, the day you have to leave by, and you have to stay within those dates. There is no grace period. You can't come a day early. You can't leave a day late. You have to be within that period. If you overstay your visa, there's a possibility that they will not let you in next time. If you overstay more than 6 months, you get a 3-year bar. So if you overstay more than 6 months and then you leave, you may not enter the United States for 3 years. If you overstay for more than a year, you may not enter the United States for 10 years. So you want to be sure to stay within the validity period of your tourist visa. So as for a student visa, contrary to a tourist visa, has really long grace periods actually for US visas. So you can enter up to 30 days before your student visa starts. So you can come in, you can find your apartment, you can get used to the lay of the land, find good places to eat, make some friends, go to orientation, whatever it is that you need to do to get ready for college or whatever program that you're doing. So you can come in 30 days in advance after your visa expires. So once school is over, you've graduated, you decide you don't like it, you're gonna quit, like whatever the case may be, you have 60 days to leave the United States. So as long as you're within your authorized period of stay, you get a 60-day grace period. If your visa is set to expire, like your visa was going to expire in 30 days anyway, then you only get that 30 days. You don't get a full 60 days beyond when your validity period was. So if your visa is set to expire, that's within the 60 days, that's how much time you have in order to leave the country or file for a new visa. Otherwise, you have the full 60 days. Let's say your visa was going to expire next year. You have 60 days in which to do that. You can also, within that 60-day period, apply for another visa. Okay, and for most visas, once you apply for a visa, for example, a TN visa, another student visa, an O1 visa for a person of extraordinary ability, an E visa for an investor. Once you apply for one of these visas, you can stay until it's adjudicated. The one visa where that's not entirely true is the H1B. So if you apply to change your status from the F1 to the H1B visa subject to the H cap, then you may stay until October 1st, okay? If for any reason, as in this year, USCIS did not adjudicate all of the petitions by October 1st, you have to leave and wait abroad for your visa unless you have some other underlying status or apply for something else in the meantime. So that's the short version of the F1 visa and grace periods. You have 30 days in advance of your visa and 60 days after your visa is over. So as a general rule for most work visas, such as the E, the TN, the H1B, and the O1 visa, you can come in 10 days before your visa starts. It's not a long period, but they expect you to be fairly more sophisticated by this point, be able to get your place and your job and everything's lined up and you're ready to go. So you have 10 days in order to come in, and then you have 10 days once your visa is over in order to get out or get another visa, okay? So there's only a 10-day grace period there. The one exception is if you have a valid work visa and then you do lose your job, there are layoffs, you do quit, something happens and you lose the job on which your visa depends, you have 60 days to apply for a new visa. Okay, and so that's a fairly new rule, and it's a very generous rule. They know that the economy is crazy, jobs are fluid, people don't stay in jobs for 30 years like they used to, people are hopping all over the place. So you have 60 days in which to either leave the country or to find and apply for a new visa, okay? To find a new petitioner, apply for a change of status, apply for a new visa. We've had some people that lost their jobs that then went back to school. There are a number of options for you. So whatever you do decide, we advise for your specific situation so that you know exactly what your grace period is and exactly what you need to do to contact a reputable attorney. Give them all of your documents and information, and they can let you know exactly what your grace period is and exactly what you need to do. If you need to leave, apply for another visa and then come back, or if you can apply while you're here during that grace period. How do you apply for a grace period? You don't. It's automatic, okay? So you don't have to worry about applying for it, getting permission for it. Those grace periods are automatic. USCIS does reserve the right to eliminate your grace period. I've never known them to do that, but they reserve that right. If for any reason you get a notice saying, we know that you normally have 60 days, but we're only giving you 10, then you have to abide by that. But I've never known that to happen. So the grace periods, are as we discussed. Thank you so much for watching GrayLaw TV, and don't forget to like and subscribe.